how is your diet. And no, we don't just mean the kind that you eat with a fork. Health is a spectrum, and while food and exercise are a part of that spectrum, they aren't the full spectrum. There are all these different areas in our lives that are on the spectrum, and in order to maximize our health, we have to nurture each of these areas.
Now, I really used to think that I was healthy because I exercised every spare minute that I had, and it took a while for me to really figure out that even though I was fit, it didn't mean I was healthy, that there were other areas in my life that I really needed to address to have what we call full spectrum health.
You may be saying, but Terry and Kayla, what are these other areas? I thought I was doing good just eating tofu. Well, you rock on with that tofu, girl. That is totally badass. Certainly something I don't do. In this episode, we're going to reveal 6 key areas so you can have a perfect life diet, and it's going to be so much easier than swallowing tofu.
If you haven't seen us before, I'm Terry.
And I'm Kayla.
And we're
Lady
MAVS.
MAVS.
We help women ditch being overworked, undervalued, and torn between family and career so that you can calm the chaos, provide mom care instead of daycare, and truly live the life you love. With every episode of Lady MAVS TV, we like to equip you with a free resource to truly help you live the life that you love. And since today we're really talking about health on the full spectrum, we're going to be sharing a resource that really helps lay the foundation for how you can create total fulfillment and health in your life in every aspect. So click the link below so you can receive our free proven success guide for professional moms and career girls, truly any woman who's looking to have more in life.
The first area on this spectrum is the physical, our diet and our exercise. And as I mentioned before, while it's not the only area, it is one of the most important. Our physical health, both inner and outer, is pivotal to being able to enjoy the adventures of life, from staying out of the hospital to being able to travel around the world, and even being able to chase your kids or your dog around the yard. This area of our health is easy to complicate, but really it's very simple. Water, sleep, moderate exercise, staying away from processed foods, and adding more plants to your diet are the foundation for good physical health.
We actually have an easy button for this one. So if you're looking for a simple way to ramp up your foundational nutrition and get more plants into your diet every single day, be sure to give us a shout out and we'll share our secret with you.
Wish I had an easy button around here. That was easy.
And remember too, any positive change that you make, no matter how small, over time is going to yield big rewards and be absolutely transformational in your life. Number 2 on the full spectrum is mindset. This is the other component of that inner health piece, and it has everything to do with our mental health, our spiritual health, and really, truly our relationship with ourselves. So how do you talk to yourself? What thoughts are you thinking? Are you thinking positive, solution-oriented thoughts? Loving yourself is part of living a healthy life. Your mindset determines your outlook and where you actually are in life right now. Whatever you're telling yourself right now is true for you. So if you're telling yourself you're good enough to have what it is you desire, then that is your truth. And when you believe in something, you give that thought power. Which means that if you realize you need to start talking more positively to yourself, you need to do that right now and back it up with actions to support the mindset. When you do that, it will become your new belief and extraordinary things will begin to happen for you in your life.
As an example, for some reason, one of the ways I used to characterize myself was as arrogant. And I realized that wasn't the healthiest outlook, nor did I want to project that, and so I replaced that word with a different word, the word dignified. And as a result, I became a much more compassionate and self-assured person.
And I think one thing for me was that, and really I just realized this not too long ago, was that I had a tendency to always tell myself that I didn't belong. And so when it comes to creating success in life, if I'm constantly telling myself that somehow, some way, then I'm not going to achieve the level of success that I desire. And I'm not going to feel like I belong with the quote, in crowd, if you will, right? So I've really had to work in changing how I had programmed my mind to think in that regard, to tell myself that I absolutely do belong, that I am worthy and valuable and do make a meaningful contribution.
So how do you talk to yourself? Do you dwell on the she-yat that has happened in the past? Center yourself, get in touch with the light around you, treat yourself nicely. It will pull you out of life limbo and inspire you toward your goals. Number 3 is environment. Try eating that with your fork. This is really about what's coming at you in your day-to-day life. What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to? What cleaning products are you using?
Eliminating things like the news, negative Facebook groups, anything that really brings you down, and replacing those with things like motivational podcasts, encouraging books, YouTubers that are fun and engaging. It will lift you up and stimulate your creativity and put you way ahead of the crowd who is caught up in all of the chaos and the drama of all the negativity that's going on in the world around us. So the 4th area of importance in our overall health spectrum are our relationships. Who is it that you surround yourself with? Who do you spend your time with in terms of your family, your friends, your peers at work, business partners perhaps, your partners in life? It really does matter who we surround ourselves with. Did you know that we are the average of the 5 people we spend most of our time with? So who are your 5? Do they uplift and encourage you, or do they just suck the life out of you? We all have a few of those, right? You really want to make sure that the people you're spending the most time with are fueling you instead of depleting you.
Some great qualities to look for in your relationships are they positive? Are they solution oriented? Do they encourage you? Are they into personal growth? Are they inspiring? And do they like themselves? Not in a self-absorbed kind of way, but in a very healthy, positive way. And would you say that you're all of these things for the people in your life? This is really a two-way street. Not only do you want people like this in your life, but they also need and desire the same from you. And being this kind of person is important for growth in raising yourself to the next level.
The other thing when it comes to relationships is aligning yourself with a mentor, someone that you admire, someone who you really respect, someone that you would like to learn from, whether that's someone in your life or it could be a coach that you want to work with, but somebody that really helps you raise yourself to the next level and helps you step into your greatness.
The 5th element on our spectrum is fulfillment in work. It said if you do what you love, you never work another day in your life.
Maybe you're already doing work that you love, something that really makes you feel purposeful and fulfilled, and if so, that's amazing, because very few people that we've met can actually say that about the work that they currently do. If that's an area you're actually working on to find more fulfillment in your job, maybe you're not completely satisfied, but how can you make it better, is to really find something. What is it about your job that you do enjoy? What tasks really are fun for you? Or do you love connecting with your clients? Do you love spending time and getting to know the people that you work with better? What is it that you enjoy about what you're currently doing that you can really focus in on and even do more of? And how are you utilizing your strengths in what you do? Because I think that's one area that we all fall short in, and sometimes when we kind of get out of sync with our work, one reason is we're not tapping into our strengths. We're trying too hard to improve areas that we perceive as weakness rather than capitalizing on our natural gifts and abilities. So what strengths do you bring to the table? What talents and gifts can you utilize more of in your existing job to make it more enjoyable? If you really can't think of anything that brings you joy in your current work, or a way that you can really utilize your strengths, your talents, and your gifts, then maybe it really is time to consider a career change. There are a lot of women, and I would say some men too, right? We're stay-at-home parents, but maybe you want your own thing, something that you can pour yourself into that adds value, or you feel like you're making a contribution, but yet you want to make sure that your family is always a priority. And the truth is that you really can have both.
The sixth area on the spectrum is an adventurous life. And I'm not just talking to you adrenaline junkies. What we mean by filling up the adventurous sector of the spectrum is making sure you make time to do things that bring you joy. Now, this could be some super crazy adventure. For me, it's skiing, but for you, it might be something artistic. It might be reading a good book. It might be going out and hiking in nature, photography, friends, even coding on the computer. If that is your thing, you make time to do that every day.
So one little shift here can make a world of difference and open up a whole new world of possibility for you, no matter what it is. I know for me, sometimes it's just getting out and exploring in nature. In fact, we kind of spontaneously hiked an area that we'd never been before over the weekend, and it was so energizing and just really provoked so many creative ideas. That's one thing that I have to do. I have to get out and be in nature and have that sense of adventure in my life in order to have fulfillment, and in order to be creative, and in order to really complete that full health spectrum for my life.
We always do a question of the week. Question of the week this week is, which of the areas on the spectrum do you feel is your healthiest, and which area do you think maybe needs some improvement? Drop a comment below, let us know. If you can think of anybody else who would like this type of information, make sure you share this episode by hitting the like or share button below. Be sure and hit the subscribe button because we put out content every week. And again, if you're curious to see us pull back the curtain on our blueprint that complements you living a full spectrum healthy life, be sure and go to www.ladymavslife.com/ProMom
on how you can ditch being overworked, undervalued, torn between family and career so that you can calm the chaos, provide mom care instead of daycare, and fully live the life that you love. We'll see you next time.
Bye! I don't know exactly where to look. If I need to look at the camera
Are
or
you?
center or myself.
I know.